सरदार गोविंद पंत बुंदेले, सरदार बलवंतराव मेहंदड़े, ग्वालियर से सरदार जनकोजी शिंदे और सरदार दत्ताजी शिंदे, इंदौर से सरदार मल्हार राव होळकर।
बोल धरती जयकारा, गगन है सारा गूंजा रे। जग में लहराया न्यारा ध्वज है हमारा ऊंचा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए,
सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए।
रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए।
हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
जो रक्त है तन में बहता,
वो हमसे है ये कहता।
सम्मान के बदले जान भी दे तो नहीं है घाटा रे।
युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
सच के सिपाही अलबेले राही, क्या जानते हो तुम? जब तुम नहीं थे हम कब यही थे, हम भी थे जैसे तुम ध्यान में थे, तुम प्राण में थे जैसे जन्म जन्म। जब तीर तुम पे बरसे तो जैसे घायल हुए थे हम। देखो तो मुझसे कह के मैं जान दे दूं तुम पे, क्या तुम नहीं ये जानते? दुविधा के आगे जब नारी जागे, हिम्मत से काम ले। चूड़ी उतारे कंगन उतारे, तलवार थाम ले।
मैंने लिया आज शपथ है, वीरों का पथ है मेरा रे। लक्ष्य अपना जो बना लूं, वहीं पे डालू डेरा रे।
हम वो योद्धा वो निडर, हम जो भी दिशा में जाए। सारे पथ चरण छुए और पर्वत शीस नवाए। रास्ते से हट जाए नदियां हो के हवाए। हम है जियाले जीतने को, हम रण में उतरते हैं। हम सूरज है अंत, हम ही रातों का करते हैं। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। जय मर्द मराठा रे। जो रक्त है तन में बहता, वो हमसे है ये कहता। सम्मान के बदले जान भी दे तो नहीं है घाटा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे। युग युग की जंजीरों को हमने ही काटा रे। बोल उठा ये जग सारा, जय मर्द मराठा रे।
श्रीमंत नाना साहेब पेशवा को पेशवाई तलवार पेश की जाती है।
विहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो। करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधं वा विहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो। करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वापराधं वा विहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री महादेव शम्भो। करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा
Mic check. Yeah, the mic all right? Thanks a lot.
अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा राम आनन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण 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 अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्द सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन शयन सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण अच्युत केशव हरि नारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायण शयन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण आत्मा राम आनन्द रमण हरिनारायण अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन रघुकुलभूषण राजीवलोचन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन आदिनारायण अनन्त शयन सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण सच्चिदानन्दा सत्यनारायण आत्मा रामानन्द रमण 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 अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण अच्युत केशव हरिनारायण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण भवभयहरण वन्दित चरण
Easy work, easy work. All right, now that we got some of the festivities out of the way, we're gonna continue onwards to torching motherfuckers throughout the YTBC. Um, ignoring some comments, some rather crude comments. Um, yeah, facts, bro, facts. And you know, absolutely destroying the YTBC on a daily basis is rather amongst the easiest tasks of my day. It's rather easy. There's several forms to it. People don't realize the layer and layer of constant edge lording and trolling that consists with my game plan. And yeah, it's rather an easy time of dismantling and distributing the facts where the facts need to be heard. You know, the facts that the fact of the matter is that all the dimwit idiots that think they're awesome because they can go on a panel, but they don't know shit about boxing or they don't know a shit about anything in particular. And they go on there trying to sound like they're smart and they get absolutely destroyed by someone like me. I see there's two. I mean, you got your real people and you have your pretenders. You know, your pretenders, you know, that have YouTube channels that get big on a fraudulent idea. You know, they want to they want to try to make and gather information from other YouTube channels. They steal information and then they bring it to their own liking. You know, there's plenty of YouTube channels that go around doing that. Stealing other people's content or trying to ruin people's momentum while they start up a stream. Or, you know, there's many other forms of that kind of warfare to quail someone's fire, as it were. But onwards to Trump getting grazed by this bullet. I mean, this kid Crooks had to drive over an hour away from his house. Oh, fucking, this thing was hilarious, bro. The information I found out about this kid. You know, the kids had, obviously, the kid's an Antifa militant. He made his endorsement within 10 days. Like 10 days, or was it the 19th? They said 19th of January. I know it was somewhere around the time of Joe Biden getting put in office, in which this kid supposedly switched his endorsement from Trump to Joe Biden. However, when this kid in the last election cycle wasn't even eligible to fucking vote, so I don't really consider that a really fucked in circumstance. I consider this a situation where this kid clearly might have had a decent upbringing, and perhaps got tied into some Antifa fuckheads, and just started spreading that rhetoric in his brain and polluting his fucking brain. And then he goes out there, you know, he has these explosives in his apartment. You know, they found the explosives. They found in his car, especially, yeah, in his car as well. And he had a bigger plan if this situation would not have ended there on top of that structure where he met his brutal end, as you see in the picture. or the thumbnail, and that you can see the kid on there, but that's a rather zoom in of a double or two-sided picture. The picture on the lower side, which would be below the footage or the picture I sent to you, the thumbnail would be a blurred picture of him being got, and that right there, the thumbnail right there is amongst the last pictures of that man firing a gun and actually being alive. So you could actually hear the witnesses yelling crooks. So he actually was there with other people. Other people knew exactly who he was before the situation took place. Yet they were still there. They were still there. And they were not questioned. No one, and most of those kids ended up bailing from the scene. And credit to TMZ for getting that footage. Otherwise, some freaking morons would have put it in the wrong hand, where it probably would have. We probably would have never seen that. So easy work, easy work. I mean, the kid also had this horrible rhetoric. He actually released a social media statement saying about 2 days beforehand that they didn't know it was coming. And he ended up showing out, and he ended up getting got at the end of the day. He ended up killing. He ended up injuring and killing some people, bro. And that right there is not okay, especially from this perspective. The idea of me on the political spectrum here, it's a very, very strong point, because I normally do not bring up politics and all kinds of stuff into my rhetoric here on social media. However, I must say that I tend to have a constitutionalist approach to things. For example, abiding by the rules that this country wrote out. And there's a lot of negligence by the government because they're not playing by the rules. They want to play dirt. They've let the wrong agencies take power. Up until around the time of Dillinger, that's basically the FBI's big hoorah into the whole entire ordeal, because you have a lot of you have a lot of bounty hunters and stuff like that back in that time frame. But ever since the Dillinger and Bonnie and Clyde and all that stuff, from back in the day, the FBI kind of had its off, or it had its hard starting point. And then you see it gradually gaining more power as a law enforcement, or as a law enforcement agency. Apology for that, but I'm having a little sinus issue today because the humidity out here. However, there's a lot of absolute hardcore bogus crap going on out there today. And with the clown work of the media, the education system, you know, it's very apparent that these clowns have spread complete discourse throughout the whole entire country. You know, with their rhetoric, you know, trying to confuse young kids, you know, through weaponizing rhetoric in our education system, I guess you could say, and easy work. It's easy work to figure this stuff out. It's the ugly swing of things, man. And people are almost trained to be so gullible when it comes to politics in the United States. When it comes to knowing what's truth and what is lie, to knowing someone who's taken a risk and has a higher percentage of establishing or having a tenure that goes very, very well. Constantly cooking with the experience I have dealing with these political situations. You know, Antifa. We can break down Antifa and how they tried to burn down the courthouse in Nashville, or you know how they went across the country, creating a lot of problems because of one particular instance. You know, if any other ethnic group, I'd say, or groups, you know, would go around spreading that situation in such a situation, I'm sure the response would have been very different. However, the fact of the matter is that the whole entire police situation with defunding or attempting to defund the police or reallocating funds away from uh, or cities reallocating their funds away from their law enforcement agency and putting it into, I don't know, their their some certain, let's just say, mental health services that have benefited off of certain Biden policies, I guess you can say. Um, however, as oh, even though that sounds very ironic and counterintuitive, um, with Joe Biden being as crazy as he is, bro, it's freaking hilarious, man. Because Joe Biden, his ass is his face, bro. He's constantly talking a bunch of shit. Doesn't know shit about anything. Uh, he's on the booger sugar. Needs to stop with the freaking. He just needs to get out of there, in my opinion, bro. Because if you're not able to function like that, man, like, you're talking about people running government here. Who's this fuckhead? You know, who's this fuckhead? And that's running the country, you know? And a lot of people thought it'd be a good idea to elect them. It's their fucking problem. You know, they don't want to own up to it. They want to blame it on the previous administration for all the problems. But if I'm not mistaken, Biden overturned over 30 policies in the first day, bro. In the first fucking day. You don't do that quick, bro. And that's facts, bro. He went in there changing shit immediately. Immediately. Like you could see him at the desk. It was instant change. Instant. Without even thinking it through properly. And he tries to blame freaking the our gas situation in the United States as a Putin's price hike. Let me tell you something about Putin's price hike. You know, it has nothing to do with Putin. I guarantee you that. Where we get our oil and resources have nothing to do with Ukraine. Have nothing to do with oil. The only industry I would say that you would be most affected by the Ukraine war would probably be bread, because Ukraine has a lot of bread. They supply bread quite a bit, and have perhaps some of the biggest wheat supplies in the whole entire world. And the fact of the matter is that these clowns want to keep on blaming it on Ukraine, or they want to keep on blaming it on a pandemic that is no longer a problem, or they want to blame it on anything other than themselves for voting such stupidity into the White House. It's not rocket science. If you're a libtard and you do that, bro, that is your fault, bro. If you voted that man in office, I would go into a secluded area and I'd pray to God and ask for forgiveness for my stupid decision, for unleashing this amount of stupidity on not only yourself, but the people around you. And the facts are that the people buy into that bullshit. People are so masked by their hatred for Trump that they're not paying attention to the policies of his counterpart. That is how bad this is. And you know, the policies of Trump are good, in all reality, but there are certain policies I'd say are bad for like mental health and other institutions of that nature. I'd say perhaps the main problem it would also create is everybody's fearing that he's going to probably overhaul ICE or something like that and probably use them in a very rapid way if he was to become or get his second term. Like you would, like they go around in a martial law state, kicking doors down, throwing them out. Let's just be honest. And the easy work in this martial law rhetoric that libtards keep on thinking would happen if Trump were to get in office. The thing that bothers me the most is when they say that a bunch of irrelevant shit It's always a bunch of irrelevant shit coming from libtards. Why they don't vote for him? It's always something outside the. Oh, it's because he's an asshole. Well, does that asshole have better policy than this other dumbass? You know? Yeah, yeah. You answer me that question, because if you don't listen to these guys' policies, you already lost the fucking battle. Because when you mask yourself and you mask and hate towards somebody, even though their policies may be majority good, and you vote for a dumbass who has not only a horrible past, by the way, with touching little kids and freaking and inappropriate shit, um, it's your fault that you voted for this clown. All you imbeciles, bro. You hurt my head. You hurt my head if you voted for that man. Go and ask for forgiveness, and you may be forgiven. I urge you to. I urge you to. Because the easy work that I'm doing is cooking libtards on a daily basis. This has nothing to do with the people being liberal. Now, if you're a libtard, you're a libtard because your mind is so liberal and you're so retarded that you're not able to see outside the point in which somebody's trying to explain it to you. You're not retarded because you're a liberal. You're retarded because you're stuck in that context of thinking. And you get all woke and get all offended so quickly. And threaten litigation for not smiling or not getting your gender specified correctly. You know, that I don't know what the problem is nowadays with these questionable agendas. You know, they're allowing men to compete in female sports as long as you know they're post surgery for a certain amount of time and they've been on. You know, I've started this situation because the situation's in boxing too with these transsexuals, you know, fighting. You know, you end up with a grown ass man and they're against a female. You know, it's not going to be a very good experience right there. And I don't care what anyone says. I find that whole entire situation linked with the political situation of bullshit policies passed by the Biden administration. Easy as it is to cook these bombs on their foreign policy and their border control. Border control, I have to blame more on Kamala Harris because a lot of people are thinking, oh, she's such a good vice president. Well, if she's such a good vice president, where's our border control? Where's our border policy, right? Where's your brain at? Period, man. Because the toiletry that spreads throughout the community, that spreads throughout the masses. Who cares about a deep state? Who cares about some crazy fool who thinks he can control something? And or it could be some deep state clown work where they're just trying to torment the people in some sick, perverted way. But clearly, you guys have too small of a brain to comprehend. And I can go all day about how dumb the administration is, the current administration is. And I'm saying that if that bullet would have came a little bit over, it would have killed Donald Trump. But the easy work regarding this situation that I've very much broken down in context the whole entire political spectrum, the whole entire political conversation, or not, or just an explanation, is tied in that I don't want to see a freaking civil war over some stupid politics situation. And Republican, Democrat, third party, I don't care. It doesn't matter right now. It doesn't matter because the powers that be wanna pull the strings, bro. The electoral college. Who's behind the electoral colleges? Their local committees. The federal election committee has local committees in each state, right? Out of those committees, each of those committees can be fucked with. Each and every one of them. But this isn't about complaining about controversies, or rather if an election was rigged or not. Because the facts are, what happened, and here we are today. But if you want to talk about controversies, all the smear campaigning someone or something like that, it has nothing to do with the legal situation. It has everything to do with what people expect out of the country moving forward. Because if anybody comes from outside the country and they're coming to a new land, they have to understand that where they're going to, they should be treating like their home. A lot of people, they travel to America and they sit there and they shit on it. I'll shit on. I won't shit on American people. I'll shit on I'll shit on somebody for very, very horrible rhetoric and them just sounding like a teetotal moron at the end of the day. Negotiating with these idiots, it comes very apparent that when they get cooked on a constant basis, they can't handle smoke. So onwards to my next segment. We're talking about how YTBC panels have been ducking my smoke. Let's bring up the first one. Let's bring up Fan, right? I'll try to hop up there on StreamYard like 2-3 times a day. And he let like 4 or 5 people on right past me, bro. No cap. Easy work. And I know exactly what's going on. And that's facts. You don't start a fire you can't put out. You just got to remember that next time you run into the talking knees, bro. Easy work. Easy work. There's also other few panels worth mentioning. Let's say Mad Chad. He typically lets me on. Phantom Man, come on, bro. All that smoke, all that smoke, bro, that I fired yesterday, man. You're afraid, son, to hear my content today because you know what I'm bringing. You know what I'm bringing today. Now, the title of this stream should say enough, because clearly I brought more in an hour that you've brought in the past 2 days of your streaming. And that's easy work. Easy work. And that's after 20, 30, that's about after 20, 25 minutes of playing nothing but mantras and then talking about the Donald Trump situation in context. In context. Easy work. Ain't nobody playing though. When you don't have this skill though to talk about it in this context though. And when people want to, people they don't want the smoke, they can't handle me on their panel, and that's why they get cooked. They can't. They get their feelings hurt, and then they let 5 people on past you, and then you get the impression real quick that that you're too hot for certain kitchens because you'll burn the motherfucker all the way down to the ground. Well, since I'm the biggest, hottest thing in the YTBC, let's talk about this third and final point. My campaign for border wars. I'm going to border wars in September. I'm sending the bribe money to Nesh Mendoza on Friday to finalize the deal. And I'm looking forward to being at border wars and just absolutely eviscerating whomever, whatever clown they want to bring up, bro. Like that dude's a dead man. I'm telling you. If they think this is just going to be a simple situation, nah, somebody's going to lose a liver. Somebody's going to get their jaw broken fucking with me. It's easy work. I bring it all types of day. The fact that you can't handle Marathi music and Hindi music and you can't understand that means that your brain is of a I guess you're not able to expand your brain a little bit, bro, because you've only probably grown up listening or learning probably 1 or 2 languages tops, my friend. Onwards to the next subject, or onwards to me talking about border wars. Border wars is just an easy work situation. Show up, knock someone out, and go home. Easy work. Veronica, I know you're watching, baby girl. You know what's up after border wars. Daddy's coming home. That's what's happening. And the fact of the matter is that whomever is in there, there's one guy, his name is Zorro, over at the Boxing Voice. He most definitely wants that smoke. He get busted in the mouth and lose a jaw. Easy work. But he already has a bout lined up, and he's a complete pussy. Ducked on multiple occasions, and he's scared shitless, bro. He's scared absolute shitless. So when I see him up in Wisconsin in September, I'm gonna smack the living piss out of him if he doesn't show me the respect I deserve and bow down on his knees and bow to me, bro, like the emperor I am. Easy work. And the fact of the matter is that you can't handle it, even though, Veronica, that you can't handle the fact that I'm going to win in September, regardless of whom you're stirring things up with. The fact of the matter is I'm the baddest motherfucker to ever lace up a pair of gloves in the history of the world. Easy work. And you're going to see that. Easy. And I'll remember that comment too, Veronica. Don't worry. I'll remember that comment. We'll see who's daddy and who's not daddy. But regardless of the situation, all the clown work, my Border Wars campaign is absolutely epic. I'm so happy that you know, there's a bout to look forward to for me to just absolutely spark some freaking clown. I don't know who it's gonna be, but he's gonna be dead. Like, I don't care if he's 7 foot tall or 3 foot tall, he's getting knocked out. And it's a complete bum bash, you know, when you have someone of my high caliber going in there, someone that they're gonna bring up, it's not even gonna be close. It's gonna be stupid. With my level of IQ, this is considered a loss. No, I said, you're gonna be calling me daddy, Veronica. That's what I said. You're not getting what I'm saying. Bro. You're not getting what I'm saying. I know you have a dad by birth. Yeah, you have a dad because you know, your dad and your mom made you, right? However, the whole entire situation here is whenever I knock out this bomb in September, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to visit you, and I'm going to visit your parents and say that, you know, you're in good hands. She's in good hands now, because that is the war campaign. That is the game plan, even though it wasn't part of my original plan going to border wars and then doing this. I just planned on going to border wars and then going to Nashville, and then that being that, you know. But since you're at where you're at, you know, I have no problem with going over there, flying over there to meet up. And you know, after having a highlight reel knockout, bro, trust me, bro, easy work. Easy work. Not only that, I promise a highlight reel knockout. Now the kid might end up being a vegetable afterwards, because you don't fucking put someone like me in the ring with someone who's a freaking clown. You may think, oh, Telekinesis is a clown. Well, this is a clown that does well north of 1,000 push-ups a day and runs a shit ton, who trains boxing specifically a shit ton, trains in Pankration a shit ton. So I don't need to explain myself to anyone. My days are loaded up with work, with hard work and dedication, from the time I open my eyes to the moment I close them during the nighttime. That is what I do. I bring the facts and I bring the content because I'm passionate about bringing facts. Whether if you don't want to listen to it or not, that's your problem. Because some people, instead of thinking logically, they're all up in their feelings all the time. But I'm telling you, when I have my highlight reel KO, easy work. All you guys will bow down to Emperor Telekinesis. This is Telekinesis Sports Media, signing up.
चमके सितारे देखो हमारे शत्रु तो सारे हारे जय हो हम वो सिपाही जो है सदा ही रूप शिवा का धारे जय हो हे आज अंधेरे छटे हैं कम हुए हैं घटे हैं कल जो जो दुश्मन यहाँ थे आज पीछे हटे हैं। गाती ये धरती है, गाता ये अंबर है, गाती है सारी हवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों में शिवा, प्राणों में शिवा, हर घड़ी में शिवा, हर दिशा में शिवा आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों में शिवा, प्राणों में शिवा, हर घड़ी में शिवा, हर दिशा में शिवा आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा।
मर्द मराठी मातीचा, छत्रपती सह्याद्रीचा, आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज वंदितो तुम्हा शिवराया, राहू दे कृपेची छाया, आठवे शिवाजी राजा आज
सारी दीवारें भी, सारी तलवारें भी तुमने दुश्मन की अब तोड़ दी है। आई थी आंधियां जिस दिशा से यहाँ उस दिशा मोड़ दी है।
पार उतरना ही था ये तो करना ही था, ये तो होना ही था। सुन ले भाऊ, उनको जाना ही था, हमको आना ही था, ये तो होना था भाऊ।
हाँ, देश भी आज अपना है, देश पे राज अपना है, अपना ही तो सिंहासन है और जो है ताज अपना है। हिम्मत की अग्नि में लोहा पिघलता है, विश्वास हमको हुआ। तेरे मन में शिवा,
मेरे मन में शिवा,
सांसों में शिवा,
प्राणों में शिवा,
हर घड़ी में शिवा,
हर दिशा में शिवा
आज गूंजा हुआ है। जय जय शिवा। तेरे मन में शिवा, मेरे मन में शिवा, सांसों